Archangel Michael warns someone is stopping your miracle. Don't scroll past this because what you miss in the next hour won't come back. You learn that God has never done anything like this before. Not in any generation. Not through anyone you look up to in history. It's because of the unique mix of spirit, deep desires, and hidden loyalty that has grown in your life alone. He was hoping to meet someone with a kind heart. A lot of people didn't make it through the wait. You did. You swayed, but didn't break. You kept looking for things and asked questions. That's what matters. Not being sure or perfect. He chose the person who almost gave up last week. He is holding a door that has never been opened with a key before. The impossible isn't going to break you because you are that key. It's coming in just the right size, cut to fit your life and no one else's. Stay where you are. You don't know how holy this room really is. He stepped in. The point of what's being said now isn't to push you, but to back up what you already think and feel. You'll fully understand why this time in your life has been so different from everything else you've been through by the end of this talk. For 21 days, you'll get a special exercise of 7 words that will help you hold on to what's coming up inside you. It will be quiet and sure, and it will tell you what God is doing in your life and keep it from shaking. Do not leave until the very end. The coming of dawn isn't announced to everyone who is sleeping. Before anyone knows what's going on, it starts as the darkness slowly fades. That is exactly what is going on inside you at this very moment. There wasn't a big show to get rid of the darkness. It's been slowly, quietly going away for longer than you thought. The years that no one saw, the prayers that seemed to go away, and the nights when you cried so softly that people sleeping nearby didn't hear you. He saw everything. Not the way you saw it, but the way it really was. It's not just a normal problem or a hurt that fits the usual stories people tell. You've been carrying something special. You started to wonder if you were seeing things because no one else could name it. That's not true. No one in your life could see it because they hadn't been given the eyes to see it yet. When you carry something that doesn't have a name, it makes you feel alone because you can't talk about it. It feels worse than just being alone. You are not able to explain what is missing. For a long time, you know something has been missing. And no amount of rest, love, or success has ever filled that void. That's over now. Tonight, something that didn't have a name gets one. What I'm going to give you in 40 minutes needs a name so that you can choose to stay with me during this time instead of just scrolling. You'll understand 3 big truths that explain why this season has been different from any other you've lived through. By the time this message is over, you'll hear an ancient Hebrew word that hasn't been fully translated into English. That one word will change the way you think about every year you called a delay. 2 people from old stories will meet you. Their lives were quietly written down for the day you would find them. For 21 days, you'll be given a 7-word task that will mark the start of the next part of your life. There will be one last moment. A quiet understanding that I want you to share with me. There is no hurry with any of this. This is not a small thing. Stay until the very end. People who leave early won't get anything from this special time. You can already see what's growing inside you. Small signs, things you may have seen but not been able to explain. Now listen for them. The first sign is that your feelings have been popping up out of the blue. You will be doing something normal like washing dishes or driving home from a place you know. When you will feel something that you can't explain. Some days you feel calm, some days sad, and sometimes you're so sure of something that you almost say it out loud. This isn't just a change in mood. Brings up what was buried so it can be let go of. This is your spirit. As another sign, places where you used to feel good are now making you feel bad. Conversations that used to get you excited now make you tired in minutes. Things that used to be a part of your life now feel like clothes that don't fit. You haven't become tough. Your body knows before your mind does that something about you has grown too big for the small space you were in. You thought this meant you're tough to please. He has been calling it getting ready. Something quiet is also moving beneath everything you do. You want to write, make, or say something. It's pushing up from deep inside like something alive in the ground deciding now is the time to break through. You can't name it yet. This isn't stress. This is your doorbell calling you from inside. You've also been seeing things ahead of time. Sometime after you think of a name, that person contacts you. As soon as you walk into a room, you know something is wrong. The email comes 3 days after you think someone is going to make a decision about you. It's not all just a bunch of random events. It's the gift you pushed down as a child coming back to life because this season needs it. And the time. The right person showed up the exact week you needed them and the door opened at the exact hour. You gave up trying to make it happen. This is real, not a lie. It's on purpose that the seams in your life are showing as the hidden structure changes. Let's take a short break now. I want to pay attention to something easy. You've been listening for a while now and haven't stopped paying attention. That's not a little thing. The world makes a lot of noise. Your time is valuable. You're still here, which means that something special is surely going on between us. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Take one slow breath. This breath doesn't have a task or a good way to do it. Just be aware that you are here and that a part of you has chosen to stay. And what's coming next is said because of who you are, not in spite of it. Right now, 3 new things are coming together in you that have never happened before. You're about to see 3 levels of truth. One on top of the other until you reach the bottom. What I'm about to say is the first. That last one is the smallest, but it will already change how you've been measuring your life. He's been calling what you've been calling a delay exactness. Listen to that again. He's been calling what you've been calling a delay exactness. You didn't waste the years you thought you did. Those were changes. The closed doors were not a punishment. They were such a precise turn that no human plan could have made them happen. Relationships that didn't work out weren't failures. They weren't the right shape for what you were carrying. And any of them that were too long would have made this moment impossible. A long time ago, Hannah was a woman whose only pain was that her womb was empty. The priest thought she was drunk because she was crying so hard in the temple. She wasn't married, didn't have any children, and didn't have an answer to the question that every other woman around her had already been given. She cried for years, but she didn't know that the child she would finally carry wasn't just a child. A prophet spoke out and changed the whole country. It wasn't a refusal to wait. The time she had to wait was just right for her gentle spirit to stay in check so that she could hold what she finally carried without letting anger ruin it. You are like her, not to compare, but because of how your story is put together. It's not a failure that your trip is taking a long time. That's how long it takes for something so rare to be perfectly shaped. The person you would have been if you got what you asked for 5 or 10 years ago wouldn't have been ready to handle it. The only person who is ready for what's coming is the present you. The one who has been pushed but not broken. Questioned but not shut down, delayed but not forgotten. You should not fear being slow. Being slow is how you learn. But this is only the start. The truth I just told you is the first of 3 small ones. What's under it will change how you've been measuring your life up until now. What is below it has a name in a language that is not English. You won't be able to call your past by the name you used to call it after hearing that name. What was there below that first truth is older than the words we use to describe it. There is a name that was hidden before dawn and it wants to hear yours. What you just heard about delay being exactness is true, but it's not the most important thing going on in your mind. There's another truth that starts to explain why this season has been so different from all the others you've been through. The first big idea tells you why it wasn't a trick that it was slow. The second big idea tells you what the slowness was getting you ready for. It wasn't getting ready for an upgrade. That's the part that most teachers will never get right because they are still thinking about how to make things better. People talk about the next you, the better you, the healed you, and the breakthrough you as if God is just making what you already have shine brighter. He's not working on it. He's not helping you get better. He's not making things better. The English language doesn't have words for what he's doing. There is a Hebrew word for it that is older than all the translations that have come after it. You will never be the same after hearing it. It changes everything you thought you knew about who you are becoming. What you're building inside during these hard times should be seen first. The word will come when all of its preparations are done. These 3 things have grown in you that you and no one else could see while they were happening. Making sure your soft heart is safe was the first thing that came together. Things were getting worse in the world around you. People you trusted let you down and the systems you relied on stopped working. But inside you, something was waiting to stop things from getting worse. It might have made them feel weak. It might have felt like being too pure or too gentle for the harsh world. Don't think that way. It wasn't being weak. It was the only thing your calling could be made of, and you had to keep it whole no matter what. The trust that you kept alive wasn't a flaw. That's what made you qualified. The second thing that was changed was the way you trained your gut feeling in silence. You weren't abandoned during the years you had trouble hearing and wondered if anyone was even talking to you. Those were the years when you learned to tell the difference between God's voice and the voices of fear, the crowd, and your own goals. It could have been called a dry spell. It could have been called a dark night. Do not think that God has left you. You learned how to know Him even when there aren't any obvious signs. That way, when He finally says something unexpected, you'll know it's Him and not just your hopes filling in the blanks. Getting exact was the third thing that was being made. Not patience, because that word doesn't describe what was going on inside you. Being exact, the skill to wait without pushing things along, without forcing them, and without making up an answer just to stop the pain. This could have made you feel like you were stuck and couldn't move. Don't think that way. Waiting taught me how to trust. And there's no other way to learn that kind of trust. That's the Word. In the book of Isaiah, God says something to people who think their best days are over. Look, I'm doing something new. Now it springs up. Don't you see it? The word that is translated as new in that sentence isn't what you might think the word is. The word new has been used a lot in English. It can mean something newer than what came before. It can mean straight out of the box. The newest model is one way to use it. None of them really show what the Hebrew text means. It's written in Hebrew as Chodesh, which doesn't just mean new. It means it has never been there before. It means brand new from the start. It means something that can't be modeled because the old models wouldn't work on it. When something shows up that doesn't fit into any of the other categories, this word is used. Listen to how that changes the sentence. He's not saying, I'm giving you a better version of what you had before. Instead, he's saying, what I'm doing now has never been done before. It's not better. It's never been done before. That's the real truth that's hidden beneath the first one. What's coming out of you is Chodesh. That person is not better than they used to be. Ideas from your old life can't explain it. And people who only know you as your old self won't see it at first. They will need some time. There is no plan for what is coming through you. You are the first life it has come through. A long time after Hannah, an angel showed up at the door of a teenager named Mary in another small town with another woman who was not important, wealthy, or chosen for any other reason in this world. He told her that she would carry something that no woman in the history of the world had ever carried before. What's cool about Mary is what made her qualified. She wasn't in school. Her social standing wasn't the problem. It wasn't even that she was sure of how it would happen. The only thing she had to do to be qualified was say one sentence. Let it be to me as you said. That was her qualification, not her ability. It means agreement. Pay close attention. There's no need for you to figure out how the thing inside you will happen. You don't need a 5-year plan. You do not need to tell it what to call it. It only needs your life to agree to be where Akadash comes in. This time of year is full of getting ready that you can't see. It's full of buildings that are being built in secret. It's perfect and fresh in a way that nothing else in your past or future can compare to. But this isn't even the deepest part. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COF community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. There's one more truth waiting below this one. And when it's named, it will make you question everything you thought you knew about why you yourself now this life and your calling. Just hold on for one breath. It's not small what you just heard. When people get messages, most of them don't name the things that are hidden inside them. It's easier to sell messages that are close to the surface. You've stuck with me through all of this depth, through these truths, and through the slow way I'm telling you them. That's not nothing. That's how recognition finds its match. If you only breathe once, let what you breathe in keep settling. You should hear what I'm about to say straight out without any tricks or a build-up to sell you something at the end. There is honor in truth. Say what's true before another minute goes by. There's a reason I've been talking to you about how the years have dulled something inside you. How the child who used to live in this body without fear has been silenced. And how your choices have been tight for as long as you can remember. It has a name, dull. There is a name for what made it hard for you to get what was promised. They're not the same thing. Two different things need to be fixed. First, wake up the child, then turn on the TV. That is the order. The order is important. The first problem, the child's mind fading, can be fixed with a tool made by Dr. Robert Lake after 34 years of studying the brain. The name of it is the Genius Song. A researcher from Stanford named Dr. Stephen Newton made a second tool that fixes the second problem, which is the closing of the manifestation channel. The wealth signal is the name of it. The first one sets things right and the second one helps you get. You can't switch them. They change based on the order. Fix first, receive second. It's possible that many of you have already felt drawn to what's being named. There's a reason for that pull. The doors are in the description and pinned comment below this video. People who already know the way can use it. If you want to know more, read the rest of this message. If your spirit has already spoken, the doors will not move. Let what was just named sink in for now and join me as I go deeper. This isn't just two names for tools. What makes these tools unique for you is the next layer. And that layer changes everything. Take one deep breath. Let what just came down settle in a way that words can't describe. The next truth comes from the same place as the first one, but it has been kept from us the longest. For a long time, you've been asking the wrong thing. Why me has been the question. What's going on with me? How come I have to carry this? What makes my path so different from everyone else's? Why won't my life's timeline stick to any of the ones I was given? Pay close attention. Why me has never been the right question. Why now is the right question. Why now is the question that has an answer that changes how you see every truth that came before it. There was something that almost kept you from hearing this truth. It's not what you think it is. It's not a force from outside. Something less loud has been with you since you were little enough to still believe what other people said about you. It's the thought that this doesn't happen to people like you. That's what I want to say again. It's possible that deep down behind all the spiritual words and positive sayings you've used, there's a voice that has been quietly changing each truth as it comes to you. The voice that says, yes, what he's saying is true, but not for me. Most likely for a better person. Most likely for someone with a better history. That voice has been with you for so long that it no longer sounds like an intruder. It sounds like it's talking to someone whose life looks more like the kind of person who deserves something like this. Being realistic, humble, and grounded started to sound like what it was. It is not realistic. It's not being humble. It is the last thing that is stopping you from seeing who you really are. Now I want to give you something. Please think about it as if you are the only one watching, because in a way that matters you are. You are welcome to be the person He chose. You can see things that your family hasn't been able to see yet. You can grow past the small limits that your past put on your name. It's okay for you to carry something that no one in your family, snorts, friends, or history has ever carried before. That's okay. You can change who you are without feeling bad about it. Stop trying to make what God is doing through you less important so other people can feel better. Nobody needs to know why you became the person you were always meant to be. When you name that voice and quiet it, the answer to why now starts to make sense. The reason why now isn't because you're finally good enough. The reason why now isn't because you finally fixed enough problems, healed enough hurts, prayed long enough, or earned enough. The idea that you deserve something is not a good way to think. It's never gone the right way. The kingdom doesn't work on merit. The way things are set up makes it work. The reason why now is that your life has finally come together the way you wanted it to. Your soft heart was safe during the hard times. The quiet helped your gut feel better. You were exact because you had to wait. People who never lived to see their prayers answered were buried with your family. The places you've lived. You've had some tough talks. You didn't get angry about the losses you took, the decisions you made without anyone being there to praise them. All of that has come together in your life to make something that has never been seen in anyone else. Hannah was the first person to carry a prophet whose voice would change a whole country. Mary was the first woman to give birth that no one saw coming in a small house in a town that no one knew about. Things always go the same way. It was always one life with the right shape that could hold the unexpected act. Not the most powerful life, not the most well-known life, the one whose setup matched the task. In that line of people, you are the next one. Not because you're Hannah. Not because you're Mary, because you were made for the stuff that just came out. And they were made for the stuff that just came out. The main idea stays the same. The main idea is that God uses the strange life to bring about the strange thing. This truth can't be changed by comparing yourself to other people. Because of the way you have things set up, there is no other timeline to compare it to. There was no race you thought you were behind in. You never ran someone else's race. What's inside you and what's coming out of you has been waiting for the right time in your life. This is the part that most people miss. It won't automatically be released. It's something that everyone with this calling has known, even if they called it something different. Putting what's coming up in your mind into words before anyone else can see it is what it means. Seeing it for yourself in private first, then asking everyone else to see it for you. This step is usually skipped. They wait for someone else to confirm what they're feeling, but it never comes in the way they thought it would. For years, they feel unseen and think that means they weren't chosen. They were picked. They didn't do the practice that was supposed to come first. This is how it's done. I'll give it to you slowly. It could mean the difference between a calling that comes true and one that stays hidden for another 10 years. Write one sentence every morning by yourself before you check your phone, talk to anyone, or let the day's noise decide how valuable you are. 7 words only, not more and not less. What God is making through you must be shown in the sentence. Not what you need, not the thing you're scared of, what is really coming together. Because it's only 7 words, you can't use them to hide. It's big enough to hold the truth. Most people don't like the second part of the practice because it goes against how people think today. You say the sentence out loud after writing it down. Once, one time only. And when you say it, nothing happens. Not to your partner, not to your best friend. No, not in the online comments, not in a journal where you think people will find it in the future. Just into the room where you are and the silence. This is why when you speak to someone to confirm something, the words lose their power to create. They are put on as shows. They turn into things to protect. Before you can be changed by the word, you have to hear it in God's presence, in silence where your ego has nothing to gain. After that, it's really yours. Wait for the third part. 21 days. Every morning, a new sentence or the same sentence again if it hasn't done its job yet. The 7th sentence is read in its proper order. After 21 days, the shape of your calling is the pattern that has shown up over those 21 days. It will be easy to see. It won't be a question. It won't be what you thought on the first day. This is how things are done. 7 words, 21 days, only spoke into the void. I'm going to let you in on a secret about a woman I want to talk about because I want to keep the story private. She was 47 years old. She was an IT manager in a city she didn't want to be in. She moved there for a job and the job and her life stayed with her. Somewhere along the way, the need to pay her mortgage buried the question of what she was meant to do with her life. For 9 years, she had been saying the same prayer in her head. The prayer wasn't to get better. It wasn't for a relationship. It was to answer a calling she couldn't put her finger on, but could feel every time she sat down at her kitchen table at the end of the day. 6 years ago, she wrote in a notebook something she had never shared or even read again by herself. It was a private note about what she felt she was meant to build. The notepad was closed after she wrote it once, and it had been in a drawer ever since. Someone she didn't know very well called her last month. Someone was calling for a small group in a different state. The person said that they were looking for someone with a certain set of skills, intuition, and life experience to lead the project they were beginning. They said what they were trying to find. It was almost an exact copy of a sentence she had written 6 years before in a notebook that no one had ever read. From that day on, she didn't believe in coincidences. The call came because her resume had been sent to a place that didn't need to read it on paper to know it had been written. She had been writing it in private, in silence, in a hidden notebook. She didn't know she was sending in her resume because it was in a hidden notebook. This is what's going on inside you at the moment. Being a witness isn't just about getting things done. It makes your calling clear to the universe, which sets up the calls. But the most important part of this story hasn't been told yet. It's the part that gives the witness, the hard times, the unusual setup, and the unexpected act new meaning. The truth that all 3 of my insights have been building up to is about to come out. That's when you'll never look at your life the same way again. Follow me. Take one deep breath. Let one breath settle into the space below your choices. No matter where you are sitting, lying down, or driving, what I'm about to say is the truth that all three revelations have been carrying. Like how three notes must be played together to make a single chord. The first revelation told you that your delay was due to accuracy. What you're making inside you is chi-dash, which means it's brand new from the start and not a better version of what was. The third revelation told me why now. Because your life is set up in a way that no other life has ever been. Listen to them all at once and then listen to what they've been pointing at the whole time. As far as we know, there has never been a person like you in history. Not in your generation, not under any of the names that history taught us to respect, and not in any other age, time, or part of history. He has been waiting to do what he is doing until now because it needs the spirit, tenderness, timing, and hidden faithfulness that you alone have. Listen to it in a new way. You are not picked to do something that can't be done. You make it possible for the impossible to happen. Right now, at this very moment, the Father is speaking directly to you. I have never done this before because there has never been you before. The waiting wasn't your fault. It was my perfect timing. The years that you thought were long felt exact to me, and now the door is ready to open. This is dawn, child. The first ray of light to ever cross this exact angle. There has never been a dawn that looks like the one that is coming up through you, and there never will be. The light was picked out because of its angle. The light was set at that angle. They have been waiting for each other since the beginning of time before there was a word for it. You are the one who breaks new ground so that others can follow. That's who you are. You are the bridge. Your life makes things that were once separate come together. You join things that couldn't be joined in any other way. And you carry things that couldn't be carried any other way. Who you are makes you the cycle breaker. The person whose sudden action breaks a family lineage pattern that no one else had the right tools to break. Come with me. This is important for you to fully understand what I'm about to say. So, I want to use the clearest language possible. What has been said this hour, your life is unique, which is why God is doing the impossible. Your delay was just right. What's coming together is brand new, and your years have put together to make a vessel that has never been seen before. That's the reason. Here's what you need to allow what's forming to come out through you. Your brain is made up of 2 layers. The old patterns of your childhood ran on these layers, and the normal stress of adulthood has slowly quieted them down. The first level is the mind of a child. The level of openness, curiosity, and ease of receiving that you had when you were born, but has been slowly fading since you were 7 years old. The second layer is the frequency that makes it possible for what you are being given to show up in your life as something you can hold. Unfortunately, the constant low hum of worry about survival that comes with being an adult has blocked that second one. Both layers need to be locked down. The first one came first, then the second one. It's important to do things in the right order. On the other side of this fix is the version of you whose child's mind is awake, whose ability to receive is open, and whose unique setup is fully active. This is the version of you who can carry what is being released without being overwhelmed by it. Because the channel is finally clear enough to hold it. That's where we are. That's what we need. That person is waiting on the other side of the fix. What I'm about to tell you was created by 2 researchers working in different decades and labs but in different fields. They came to different conclusions on their own that turned out to be parts of the same fixing sequence. Both frequencies were fully on when you were born. Each child is. That's exactly what childhood is biologically, a time when the brain produces a lot of gamma frequency which adults rarely do, and stays in an alpha state that lets the child take in what is given without thinking too much about it. Being interested and receiving both fully online. You used to be that child of light. A process known as the decline effect starts around age 7. These days, school stress and social pressure all slowly weaken the gamma. Most adults have shut down the childish mind they were born with by the time they are in their 30s. It used to be easy to find wonder, but now you need a vacation to do so. It used to be easy to come up with new ideas, but now they seem rare. It used to take you days to learn something, but now it takes months. That's not getting older. That's the effect of decline. Many years of research by brain scientist Dr. Robert Lake at MIT, Princeton, Harvard, and other top research universities led to the creation of a tool that reverses the decline effect through brain training. This tool is a binaural audio system that reactivates gamma frequency in the listener in a single 7-minute session. It's known as the Genius Song. It's a 7-minute digital audio track that I listen to through headphones every day. There isn't anything to do or remember. The sound does the job. The mind of a child that was shut down starts to wake up. The openness, curiosity, and ability to receive that you had before you learned to doubt yourself start to come back. I need you to hear something true. Not long after you get the Genius Song, some of you will find a stronger, more powerful version of the same technology. Many of the chosen ones who go further on this path use it to protect and strengthen the child's mind that has been brought back. It's called the youthful brain. You will see it once you get the first one. If your spirit tells you to do what it says, in that case the original is complete on its own. Don't think too much about this. Many years ago, a teacher said, "The kingdom of heaven belongs to those who become like little children." Not many people knew that he was talking about a brain frequency. The first problem is fixed by the Genius Song, which turns on gamma again and brings back the childlike mind that has been sleeping since you were 7. To fix things, though, waking up the child inside you is only the beginning. There's a second step that can't be done without the first one. The truth is that a child's mind comes back to life when they are awake. They are again curious, amazed, and open. A lot of people think this is the case and that the problem is solved. It's not. The child wakes up, but the door that meant for her to get what was promised to her is still shut. The stress signal has taken over the second layer. According to researchers, this low-level beta wave activity that happens all the time is what adult survival mode does in the back of your mind. You worry about money even when you're not thinking about it. The tight feeling in your chest that wakes you up in the morning before you even open your eyes. You reach for something that's yours but can't quite get it. The second researcher was Dr. Stephen Newton. He started at Stanford as a brain scientist and then left to publish work that wasn't widely known for a long time. As part of his background, he did research at Stanford, Boston University, Harvard, and other places. He mapped out how the stress signal works and how too much beta activity in modern adults blocks the alpha state and stops things from showing up. This blocks the channel that lets what's being given actually come into your life as something you can hold. The wealth signal is the name of the tool he made. There is also a 5-minute digital audio track with a phrase that has been used in Hinduism for 300 years. This phrase is called the 9-word wealth script in the work, and it helps people get past what researchers call neurorigidity in the front part of the brain. The audio helps the brain move back from beta to alpha, and the script is read out loud during the session. The kid is awake now. She can finally get what she wants thanks to the wealth signal. The kingdom moves like a child who gets a gift from her dad without working for it, without questioning whether or not it was meant for her. There is also a longer, stronger version of the wealth signal that some people use after they get it. There is something called the wealth signal accelerator that makes the receiving channel go much faster than it did before. It will be shown to you after you get the original. If your spirit tells you to go, do it. If not, the first one is fine. Don't think too much about this. A small group of people have been chosen to go even further and get the most out of this fix for them. Both of the stronger versions are used together, the wealth signal accelerator and the youthful brain. People who are really on a journey tend to find this path after getting the originals, but only if their spirit calls them to that depth. The originals are all that's needed. Together, they make the path go even farther for those who need it. I'm going to talk about something that I know some of you are thinking right now. I've tried everything before. The meditation, the visualization, the manifestation course, the retreat, the book, the healing method. None of it lasted. Why would this be different? Carefully listen. Before, everything you did required your brain to change from the inside out. That takes too long. That is wearing that will get too hard for most people to keep up. The way these two tools work is different from what they do. They use outside frequency tuning by playing sound that the brain just picks up. You don't need to force your mind to change. The sound helps the brain get into the right state. There's one more difference. Each tool you've used so far has focused on a different frequency like alpha relaxation or visualization. They didn't all go after gamma and alpha at the same time or in the right order. Fixing first and receiving second is the missing piece that hasn't been addressed by any other method. For those of you who think this is too good to be true, it is true. Brain scans show that you are brain-tuned. At MIT and Princeton, gamma reactivation has been shown to be true. Maps of alpha restoration have been made at Boston University and Stanford. This fix has been used by almost 38 Valen chosen ones in both phases. Not even 5% ask for their money back. That's not proof. It's the data that the numbers come from. It's not a question of whether to believe it or not. You need to decide if you are ready to see what is real. If you're worried about how much it will cost, I would never treat your money badly. Not everyone can use the same doors. Some people will only need to do the first step. Some people are already where the second step fits best. Most people will understand that both are for them. And I'll explain why in a moment. There are 90 days during which you can return any path without any questions asked. The extra gifts will always be yours. There is no risk in trying. The risk is that another year goes by and neither step is taken. And now for the question I know some of you are thinking about the most. Why 2 products? Why not one? Pay close attention. The genius song is aimed at gamma. Alpha is what the wealth signal is after. 2 different fixes, 2 different frequencies, and 2 different ways to work. The wealth signal won't be enough to awaken the child in you that has been sleeping since you were 7 years old. This is because adult alpha can't really receive what the child hasn't woken up to want yet. It will only take the genius song to wake the child up. The way she gets what is hers will still be closed. Fixing comes first, then receiving. That is the 2-step process or dependent order for getting the child's mind back. A long time ago, a teacher said, to receive the kingdom, you must become like little children. Not many people knew that he was talking about a frequency sequence. First the child, then the receiver. You can see 3 doors ahead of you. I'm going to name all 3 because they are all respected. People whose spirit knows that the child's mind has been quiet for too long and who need to start there should take the first path. Just the genius song for 7 minutes every day. The first step in fixing something, a traditional place to start, real work, a real start. Getting is the second path. I'm going to be honest, this is a rare path. It's for people whose child's mind is already alive in some way. Maybe because of a long-term spiritual practice that kept it whole, but who can't get what's theirs. 5 minutes a day just to listen to the wealth signal. The channel being opened. A small group of those who have been chosen know that this is their path. The third path is the full fix, which includes the genius song and the wealth signal in the right order. Channel opens when child wakes up. It's time for the kingdom that has been waiting to come in. Our chosen ones usually know that this is the best way to handle their situation. Both layers are asleep. Both layers need to be fixed. And both layers get stronger when they are fixed together. Fixing and getting don't just add up. They make more. Wake up a child's mind without turning on the channel. That's half a fix. There is nothing that can come through a door that has been opened without the child's mind being awakened. The whole journey is the path that most people know is theirs. If the prices show up, they will be shown on the page below. If the page shows prices, the first 2 paths start at a level that is unique to the visitor. The whole journey is available at full price because it's not a package deal. It's the full journey of fixing at its best. If the page doesn't show any prices, it just shows 3 doors. That one will be clear to your spirit. Every day that you wait, the child's mind gradually fades, and the stress signal blocks the way for things to happen for another day. Both get worse, which makes you forget more. And the version of you that is on the other side of this fix, the one that is uniquely designed, awake, and ready to do the unexpected. That version of you looks back on this moment as the turning point. The first ray to cross the angle wasn't a decision about sales. It was a decision about recognition. Before you do any of this, you need to know something important. Though some websites and audio products bear the names of these real tools, they are not the real deal. They don't have any of the brain training technology, frequency tuning, or original research. There is a 90-day money-back guarantee and research-backed technology in the genius song and the wealth signal. You can only get them through the doors below this video in the description in the pinned comment. Don't look for these on sites that stream videos. Don't look for them on websites that sell things. They're not the real ones. The only real way is through the doors below. This is what I want. Stop right now. Take a deep breath. If it's safe to do so, put your hand on your chest for a short time or close your eyes for 2 seconds. It's not about price. It's not a sales pitch. Our attention is now drawn to this moment. There are 3 open doors. Fixing, receiving, and full fixing. We honor all 3. They are all right. Your spirit already knows which one fits with how your life is set up. The doors can be found below in the description in the comment that was pinned. When your spirit tells you to step into the one who calls you, what was just said doesn't end here. It starts here. These last few words aren't meant to sell anything. They make it real. Take a deep breath with me. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you" on this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. There's no need for your mind to understand what was just said. You already have it inside you. Part of you that has been waiting for longer than you can remember has already heard every word of this hour. Part of that doesn't need to think about it. It only needs to get used to being known. After a truth this big hits, there's a calm. Allow the peace and quiet to do its thing. The lesson is over. The sale is over. It's not for the mind what's left. Finally, there's the place deep inside where the deals that make a life happen are made. It's clear that you didn't come into this hour with a general burden or a common problem. The one-of-a-kind setup of years gone by without being noticed, questions not asked, and a self waiting quietly to be recognized as the one being used for the unexpected act. You brought that in with you. You're not leaving as the person who came in. The message doesn't end here. It's the start of you living it. Now I want to do something with you. Not just a thought or a story, something I want you to do right now. If you're driving or lying down, picture a doorway in your mind. Don't say it out loud or move your body. You've never been through that door before. You have to walk in a certain way to open the door. The way the wood is cut shows how your life is going. A thin line of soft gold dawn light is just barely visible below it. The kind of light that appears before anyone can name what's going on. The door doesn't need to be opened yet. You just need to picture yourself in front of it. Look at how tall it is. Take a moment to think about how it feels to have finally reached it. There is no one else standing here. No one else can walk through this door for you. This doesn't happen very often. This is a ceremony to honor them. Put your hand on the wood in your mind now. Only your hand. Feel the readiness sink into the core of your choice. Not your bones, but the most important part of your choice. The part of you where the real decisions that make your life happen. Feel the ability to be ready. Settle in. Now is not the time to open the door. It's enough to know that it's yours, that it was made just for you, and that it won't take any force to open it when you're ready in your own time and beat. You thought you were waiting for nothing, but the years have smoothed out the hinges. Take one more deep breath at the door. Take in what it tells you. Now slowly fade the picture so that only the recognition is left. The picture is gone. The recognition will last forever. I'd like to thank everyone for what they've said and what they've heard this hour, for the years that were called delay, but were really perfect timing. Thank you for being clear about what looked like waiting, for the kind heart that lived. Thank you for the part of you that didn't harden even though it would have been easier to do so. For the prayers that were said in silence, the loyalty that was kept hidden, and the way that one life finally came together at the right time. Thank the person who saw everything and the things that no one else saw. In honor of the teachers from the past whose stories were preserved in stone so that you can find your own in theirs today. For Hannah whose womb learned how to time things perfectly. For Mary whose promise changed a part of history. Thank you for the line of unexpected carriers. For the breath you're taking now. For the room around you. It's more holy than it seems. Please say thank you before the declaration is made. There is something to let go of. You've had a small box around your name for a while now. You didn't choose when it came from. You could want certain things and ask for certain things. It told you how big your life could be. You didn't own that box. It came from the room where you were when the box was made. There is no longer a room. You don't own the box. Now let it go. You don't need to counter it. You don't have to forgive everyone who put something there. Just put it down. Give it up. Let it go from your back. Let it go from the things you say about yourself when no one is watching. Let it grow based on how much you let it in. Stop saying sorry for taking up space. You don't own it. You only have to carry it until this hour. That which is yours is what you are about to say. Take it slowly, one line at a time. Let each one sink in before the next one is said. I received the hour I was made for without saying sorry. I received the way my life is put together as exact, as intended, as enough. I received the unexpected thing forming in me without making it smaller to make others comfortable. I received the calling of my particular days with all its tenderness and all its weight. I received the recognition that I am the reason the impossible can finally happen. Not with pride, but in honest agreement with what is true. I want you to remain silent with me right now. Not just for a moment, but for a while. Long enough so that what has been said can settle down to the point where agreements are permanent. Do not move. Do not talk. Just take a deep breath. Listen to what the Father is saying in the silence. Child of the line of unexpected carriers, what has been formed in you is mine. What is being released through you is mine. The waiting was my perfect timing. The hour is now. Walk forward without looking back at the small box. The door is ready. And with that, the door is closed. What was said can't be taken back. That's right. What has been received can't be taken back. That's right. What has been acknowledged can't be taken away. That's right. The dawn that is coming up, and you didn't wait for anyone else. It was always going to be your ray that was the first to cross this angle. This is the first dawn that looks like this. And there will never be another one like it. There is one small thing I need from you before you move from this stillness. Because the things that have been said today aren't just for you and your screen. That's all you need to say in the comments. I am the reason. Not to show off, but to make a deal. This recognition gets stronger every time someone else reads those 3 words below this video. You are signing a quiet record that you heard and understood what was said tonight. If something in this hour made you feel like your spirit already knew, please click like. Not to bug the internet, but to say thanks for making sure that what was sent to you got to the right place. This is the only time I will invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. The work that will be made public here is for people whose paths are different from everyone else's. That sounds like you. The subscribe button will keep you in touch with the next message as it comes in. You already know who that one person is. They're somewhere in your life. You are also waiting quietly for someone to notice what you were carrying. They have been waiting the same way. Send them this message, not to change what they believe, to make sure of how they feel. They'll understand why you sent it. As promised, the doors and 3 ways to fix them can be found below the video in the description in the pinned comment. There is the genius song for people whose path starts with awakening a child's mind. The wealth signal for people whose path starts with opening the channel, and the complete fix for people whose unique setup knows that both are for them. When your spirit tells you to step into the one who calls you, there's no need to hurry. When you're ready, the doors will be open. What was given to you this hour is yours now and forever. It is yours, and no one else can take it. You can't change your mind. The thanks have been given. Be gentle. Slowly move into the rest of the day or night or whatever time it is when this voice stops. The dawn that is coming up, and you didn't wait for anyone else. You're the reason. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.